Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright, and this is an energy healing recap video where I tell you everything that I did in today's group energy healing. Today's date is November 24th, 2017. And in the US, that means today is the day after Thanksgiving, or in a retail world, it's called Black Friday. Participants in this healing, there are 60 participants, 60. Go guys, woohoo! That's so cool. And the participants are located in 8 different countries. So 8 countries now, woohoo! But anyway, so 60 participants in 8 different countries, including 4 kids. All boy kid participants. Go boys. Who would have thunk? All right, well, cool. So today was the first of the set of 3 healings, and and I am filming indoors because it's late November and it gets dark really early, and I did a ton of prep for this healing, so it's dark outside right now. So anyway, this was the first healing in the set of 3. Mini triplet group healings are a set of 3 healings. The theme of this set is communicating with your angels in pressure situations, which is super neat. Obviously, ideally, you always want to be able to hear your angels because they're always trying to guide you and advise you. And isn't that great if you can hear their advice consciously? A step down from that, that people get to first typically is they hear their angel's advice as their own thought. So they have a very logical, smart, wonderful thought. They think it's their thought, you know, but it's really one of their angels saying, yeah, you need to go to bed right now, or whatever. All these topics now are told to me by the angels, so the whole twist about communicating with your angels in pressure situations is brilliant, because usually when you're in a pressure situation, however you define that, you know, like more stress, you're less centered. And so it is actually far more challenging to hear your angels accurately at that time. Usually, you know, you'll just have kind of wild, impractical thoughts or whatever, you know, or, you know, so anyway, that's the goal of this whole set, is to help people hear their angels more in general, but in particular when they really need it, you know, when the pressure's on. So super cool. And as I already mentioned, today in the US, we do have participants in 8 different countries, which I do really like. So if you're not in the US, please come on, join in. You know, distance healings, it doesn't matter where you are on the planet, they still work. So that's the cool part. But in the US, it's the day after Thanksgiving, and it's also called Black Friday, which is, you know, kind of a nutty buy as much as you can kind of mind control day, where stores try to coax you into blowing your budget and spending all sorts of money in stores or online. So I've been really looking forward to this triplet set because it's really near and dear to my heart to help people to be more present and energetically safe during such a potentially triggering time. You know, when there are these retail pressures, social pressures, possibly, you know, family pressures that people are experiencing on a spirit level. So super cool. The first healing, typically there is, in the set of 3, there typically is more foundational work I need to do to get people more present. Even if people do all the triplet sets, they're usually least present right before the first one, because these triplet sets have a great cumulative effect. So you tend to be much more present for the second healing and much more present for the third healing. So, but anyway, so the first healing, there's more fundamentals, you know, which is great. It makes a great recap video for everybody. So I think I'm gonna subtitle this recap video, Techniques to Get Present Again. And the reason I say get present again is because most people before we started this healing were really not present. I mean, compared to how present they normally are. Because I had already, you know, I write out everybody's name for the healing, so I have it in front of me in a piece of paper, on a piece of paper, and I kind of, you know how present, like in the last few weeks, these people have been. And so that was all, you know, I had read that already. And then, you know, I prepped a lot for the healing, and then right before the healing, I'm like looking and I'm like, whoa, you know, people are really triggered. Some of the participants, I mean, some of the newbies that don't yet know really good, you know, bring you back to earth kind of technique, I mean, a few of them were in no chakras at all of their physical body. And some of them were in, you know, maybe some people were maybe in the top chakra and the sixth chakra, but not fifth on down. And, you know, some like real veterans that meditate a lot, then they were in 7, 6, 5, 4 heart chakra, and also 3, which is taking action, time management. So, but I think almost nobody was in all chakras before the healing started, regardless of the country they were in. So I think there must be some like astrological thing going down today, or must have been, maybe still, but the participants, you know, they all got the healing, so that was really good in counteracting whatever imbalancing effects were going on today. And again, you could have a, you know, pretty mellow day, but then be affected by the people around you, you know, even like down the street from you. You know, sort of a group frenetic energy definitely can affect you. So long story short, it was a great day for healing, and this one in particular helps people get from like pretty not present to very present. So it's going to be a very nice collection of techniques. A lot of them I will walk you through, and I will try to throw in a few affirmations, because I think affirmations are super newbie friendly, and they work even for advanced people too. But I don't want this video to be, you know, too overly technical if you're a newbie. But just keep in mind, if you are a newbie, just relax and don't think you have to understand everything I say in this video, because you probably won't understand everything I say in this video. Hopefully you understand a lot, and hopefully you come away with you know, a really you know, engaged, sort of like your intellectual curiosity is quenched and you feel better, you know, because you did some of the walkthroughs with me. And you can always, everyone can always post questions underneath the video, even if you didn't get this healing as a participant. So let's get started. All right. So first, you know, everybody's angels prep them before the triplet set. So even the newbies, your angels did prepare you in your sleep for this triplet set. Everybody's angels do that. The first step that I did with people in the healing today was to redo everybody's gold energy aura buffer zones with them. Basically, since I have a lot of newbies or also telepathic participants, like people, you know, like somebody's husband who doesn't know consciously that he's a participant, but he does great with these healings, and there are a bunch of those actually. You know, some of them I can't say to their spirit, okay, redo your aura buffer zones. They kind of look at me like, But when I say, okay, ask your angels to redo your aura buffer zones, they're like, yeah, and it, you know, it just happens real fast. So if you don't know what gold energy aura buffer zones are, I'm going to tell you the nutshell version of what they are, and then I'm going to refer you back to 2 other videos, well, really just 1 other video, to learn how to do one yourself. I don't have yet the Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zone video that's like just that all by itself, but the October 1st Energy Healing Recap video, October 1st, 2017. The nutshell of what it is they're awesome protective. So you have your aura all around you, right? Oh, see, this is useful. So your aura is, you know, this wide all around you, like 2 feet all around you roughly, in back, in front, to the sides. Particularly if you work your energy, because then you have flow and your aura is a little bigger and more flowing, which is great because then you can kind of get over things faster and not get so stuck. But anyway, so your Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones is an energy creation that you make that is attached to the edge of your aura, and it's 6 feet. It's huge. It's 6 feet of gold energy attached to the outside of your aura. So it's like you're surrounded by this giant amount of gold universal healing energy. And it's not your life force, so it doesn't hurt and feel bad when someone throws energy at you and tears it up. And that's the idea. It buffers, you know, so that as people get, you know, subconsciously triggered by you or subconsciously pissed at you and they throw energy, which is called a whack, W-H-A-C-K, it really doesn't impact you so much at all. I mean, you just feel a little weird pressure and then you're like, oh, I got to redo my gold energy aura buffer zones. And you could do that real quick, but the video walks you through that. But anyway, again, that's the October 1st recap, and the October 3rd recap, if you want to watch it, talks a little more about it. But anyway, so since today's healing was not like first thing in the morning, people had some pretty beat up gold energy aura buffer zones. I have to redo mine, gosh, probably, I mean, you know, roughly 15 times a day. I just sort of intuitively, when I'm feeling a little beat up, I just redo it. Because you want to redo them before the tearing gets into your actual aura. Because when your actual aura, you know, because your aura is you, it's your life force. So if a rip gets in that much, then you start leaking energy and whatever energy starts coming in and you feel really, really off. If your gold energy aura buffer zone gets torn, you feel like teeny bit off, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna redo my aura buffer zones. But anyway, so that's the first thing we did, just because everybody's looked, well, maybe like 60% of the people, their buffer zone looked really awful. And everybody had them because of the angel prep that they got on the astral with their angels. So even if you know, say you're a newbie and you're listening to this and you're like, gold energy or buffer zones, they sound great, but I've never heard of that before. You know, if you were a participant in this healing, meaning you paid on my website and, you know, you got the healing, your angels prepped you, and you, what they're gonna do for you if you don't redo them yourself during the day, which I recommend. But if you don't redo yours during the day, then they'll at least give you a brand new set of gold energy or buffer zones in your sleep every night, which is cool. But if you have bitter, resentful, competitive people in your life, I do recommend just, you know, taking a second now and then and, you know, a bunch of times in your day and just redo them. Okay, so that's the first thing we did. And then if you watch these a lot, you won't be surprised. We did a tricolor earth energy soak, and that's its own video at 6 minutes called Tricolor Earth Energy Soak. And I definitely recommend it. It's super newbie friendly. It's super kid friendly. I mean, I consider myself advanced, but I do that technique all the time. So it's not really just for newbies. You know, none of this stuff is just for newbies. The more advanced you are, I think you realize, I mean, unless you're kind of, you know, out there. But for me personally, the more advanced I am, the more I like the basics, you know, because it really roots you and keeps you super present. So anyway, long story short, gold energy, tricolor earth energy soak. Let's start just a teeny bit of it. We'll just do one of the colors. Let's do yellow, because the tricolor earth energy soak, you bring up, you know, earth energy from the very center of the earth at the color that you choose. And first you do red, then you do orange, then you do yellow, tricolor, red, orange, yellow. But let's just do yellow, unless you want to pick a different shade, you know, red or orange. But we ended with yellow grounding, and then we kept our individual groundings at yellow for the rest of the healing. So that's why, if you want, let's just do yellow. So just imagine from the center of the earth, your grounding, recreate your grounding, make it your favorite shade of yellow at the moment. And, if you're a guy, sometimes we joke about that because one of the telepathic participants, who's a total rock star with these healings, somebody's husband, he does so well with them. It's funny. He said yellow was for girls, and then I told him it was for productivity, and he's like, oh. So now he always, every time I say hi to him, he's like, productivity yellow. So anyway, so just get your the reason yellow is productivity is because yellow is your third chakra color. It's an ideal third chakra color. And third chakra, which is at your sternum, it's where your sternum ends, right here, that's your third chakra. So if that's yellow, your third is time management and productivity. So if you make your whole grounding that same color, it just kind of gives extra support to your third chakra. So anyway, all right, so imagine your whole grounding being really wide as your whole aura all the way around you, and it's yellow, and it goes all the way down to the center of the earth and stays wide, flows downward, and it is all yellow. So it attaches to the core of the earth at that yellow color. And then once it attaches, you get to release whatever you need to release and let go. Deep breath. And then bring up, this is the soak part, you bring up yellow earth energy at that shade of yellow, and just bring it all the way up through your whole aura. So beyond the normal grounding level, which is at your third chakra. All the way up. So you're just immersing your whole aura in this yellow earth energy all the way up through all your aura layers, all the way up through to the top of your aura, which is, pretty high. And you're just soaking in this yellow earth energy, and it's very calming. So that's what I did for people. And you can just keep that up for a while. I'm going to keep mine up for a while. So since people were, it's like my India person, she was probably out of her body because she was asleep, because it was, very late at night in India during this healing. But the US people, it was not at all, normal sleeping time, but they were still kind of detached. So I did a tricolor earth energy soak for their body's aura and their spirit's aura, their physical body's aura and their spirit's aura. I made sure to soak both of them in the 3 colors of earth energy, red, orange, and yellow, just so that, I made sure I was calming both their physical body and their spirit body, and, their spirit body's aura and their physical body's aura. Oh, I love how that feels, just soaking in the earth energy. Okay. What that does too, by the way, is it just flushes out things, because you can release different things at different colors. And so if you do, it's like a grounding workout kind of. And as I did that, I combed through people's aura, which, I demo a lot in these recaps, but you make a copy out in front of you, a mini copy of your whole aura. So, top of your aura, bottom of your aura is really tiny copy. And then that's your grounding all the way down to the center of the earth. It's like right there. So you have your aura and you have your grounding all the way down to the center of the earth right there. And you just comb through the whole thing. Comb through your grounding, comb through your aura with gold light that comes out of your fingertips. And it comes out of the palm of each hand. So you just comb through. And also sometimes I comb this way too. So it's like up and then down below your body, because your aura goes below your body, and that part of your aura is really important for releasing and letting go. So you comb through both areas, the very top and the very bottom of your aura. And I had to do aura repair for people because people's aura buffer zones were so ripped up that they needed aura repair of the 6th and 7th layers. So 6th chakra is here, 7th chakra is here, And they, you know, all these major chakras, 1 through 7, generate its own layer of the aura, right? So your 7th chakra generates your outermost layer of your aura, which you can see in the shadow. There. So anyway, so these layers were a little ripped up. For a couple of people that was not the case, but I would say easily 3/4 of the people. Both 6th and 7th layers of their aura were a little ripped up. So I just, you know, you just, if you feel like you're a little ripped up, you know, it would just make you feel like really frazzled and kind of unmotivated and stupid, you know. That's the thing, like, intelligence is not a constant, you know, and my kids have learned that. Some of my kids that consciously do these triplets, because you can be much better at homework, like for real, if your energy is good. Much better at taking a test, much better, you know, I have some adult people who have very intellectual jobs, and the more present you are, you literally are smarter. That's very cool. So anyway, with this copy out in front of you, just imagine if you have any rips and tears. If you don't, you certainly would have like some little hard pieces of energy in your aura somewhere. So just have the gold light, and your intention be that the gold light is going to find the rips and tears and or the hard chunks of energy, and just melt away the hard chunks of energy with the gold light, and then melt, just kind of wash out the rips and tears with the gold light, and then just keep sending the gold light to the rips and tears. And the more the rips and tears are all cleaned out and washed out with the gold light, they just kind of grow back together. So then it's a whole aura, like a nice round happy bubble with no rips and tears in it. For me, I have some compression in the back of my 7th layer and the top of my 7th layer, which you will get. You don't, if you are pretty regular enough at redoing your gold energy aura buffer zones, and I am, then you won't get rips and tears in your aura. What you'll get is maybe some, like a little dent. You know, it just kind of gets mushed in a little. Like if someone really does a number on your gold energy aura buffer zone, but it doesn't get into your aura, but then you redo your aura buffer zone, then you still might have to like comb through some denser energy, because you want it all to be nice and flowy. So, you know, maybe that's you too. And so the very back of your 7th layer, just kind of fluff it back out again with the gold light. It could be purple, but like kind of compressed purple, or it could, if it's really compressed, then it becomes like a black and not just purple, because that compression, then it's really slow moving, and vibrationally speaking, black is the slowest vibrating color, so it's too slow, and then white is too high a vibration. It's very overwhelming. So if you ever see black or white in your aura, just melt it out with earth energy or gold light, so that you only have rainbow colors in your aura, because that'll help you be much more present. Okay, great. So then, so that describes how I did the comb. Well, we redid the gold energy aura buffer zones. We did tricolor earth energy soak, and at the same time we combed through the aura. Well, I combed through everybody's aura and helped people with aura repair, particularly in the 6th and 7th layers. And I did a 3rd and 7th chakra tune-up, which is a new technique that I did. Yeah, I first did that in the very last triple healing, the 3rd of the 3 healings, so Tuesday, November 14th. So if you want to walk through, which, you know, it is cool if you missed that one, 3rd and 7th chakra tune-up. So, and again, I think even the people that get these healings, like every one of them, they get each healing set, they just keep getting them, which, you know, actually is fine. You know, these healings are so much about empowerment and education and learning the techniques and using them on your own, you know, after each healing, that I mean, I could be biased, you know, use your intuition, listen to your heart, but I feel like these triplet sets are not cannot create a dependency. I mean, if you do the recaps and you use them, and then you use the techniques in your daily meditations, I feel like, you know, even if you did every triplet set, you're just getting better and stronger and more empowered as a healer. So anyway, but even those people that are super energy geeks and keep getting these triplet sets benefited from the 3rd and 7th chakra tune-up, but also the newbies that have never gotten these healings definitely needed that. So then what we did is collapsing gold nets, which again is a technique that we use a lot in these triplet healings. I'm not going to walk you through that. I will walk you through a variation of that I use later on. But if you want the standard collapsing gold net, I think from the variation, you'll be able to tell what the standard one is like. But essentially, you just make a copy out in front of you of your whole energy system, like we already did, like your aura and your grounding, and you just, and even like the top of your aura, then there's this gold sun, like 3 feet, at least 3 feet, if not higher, above the top of your aura, and that's your 8th chakra. And you just make here I am walking you through it. And you make giant gold like fishing nets, you know, a big cube of them all the way around you, around this mini copy of you. It's a mini live copy of you, and you're making these big gold fishing nets out of universal healing energy. And then at some point you just start collapsing it in, you know, automatically, like it's I don't know, it's magic. And so the idea is that the fishing nets are going to catch up whatever's not you that you're ready to release. And then you just bundle it up in the net, like this kind of hard chunk. And then you just give it to your angels. Angels, can you please take all this from me? That is really nice. I love that. So anyway, I did that with people several times, probably at least 3 times at that point in the healing, because I think a lot of the participants, particularly the US participants, some of them were around family members that they're not usually around recently, you know, with the holidays, or maybe they're in stores, you know, or just whatever. It just seemed like people had a lot of energy that was not theirs in their aura, much more than your average first healing in the set. So that's why we did the collapsing gold nets, because it's really good at getting whatever's not you out pretty fast. So that's a technique that, you know, you could even do every morning. I think I probably do it every morning a few times. Sticky gold wax, then we did sticky gold wax, and that we did that just of the physical body chakras. So I think I'm going to do it, even though maybe I shouldn't, because we don't have time. I'll put right here, if I remember, I'll put right here what recap you should watch to get a nice walkthrough of that. But we did that of the physical body, all 7 chakras of your physical body. And it's really good for releasing a ton of stuff that's not you, including energy cords to other people that are draining you, including blockages to your chakras. Then we did, and everybody needed that, because how could you not? I mean, I do that every morning, actually, because you can never, you know, one of the newbies, she had this interesting concern in her last triplet set survey, and she was like, well, last set, and she said, I wonder if I've been doing too much. And I think it's possible to do that, but I think sometimes when people think they're doing too much, it's actually some other, you know, doing too much meaning meditating too much or clearing too much at once. There's another reason. So, you know, if you're ever wondering that, feel free to comment under a video. I think that's maybe a quicker way than even if you're a participant and you write in your survey, or you could do both. But even if you're not a participant, you can comment. Because I know some people, like, they used to get phone readings with me, and for some reason they're not doing many triplets, and I know that they're like dying to ask me certain questions about their energy. So just post under a video. It's not a big deal. Okay. Okay, so real quick, I won't walk you through sticky gold next. Then we did, we repaired stress damage of all the physical 7 major chakras along the physical spine. So 7 is in the top of your head, all the way down to 1 at the base of your spine. We repaired stress damage, which can be caused just by, ongoing stress, at least moderate. If you have like a very low stress life, which, if you do, that's really cool. But you could have stress damage from before when your life was not low stress, if you haven't fixed it since then. But anyway, if you have a major illness, or your spouse has a major illness, or you lost your job, or, all sorts of things like that, that will definitely cause stress damage to all your chakras of your physical body and your spirit body. But as preparation for this healing, everybody's angels healed their spirit chakras, the stress damage in their spirit chakras. Essentially, you just use gold light and you repair it all with gold light, which is what I did for people in this healing. And if you want a walkthrough of that, particularly if you have kind of a high stress life, that would be nice to do a walkthrough of that. You could go back to the November 12th video, the last triplet set, the Sunday healing. So you could write that down if you want. Repairing stress damage. I had to do that again because of all the newbies that we had this time, and people that just didn't get the last set, because that's really the first set where I explicitly repaired stress damage in all the physical body chakras. So it needed to happen again. But it's just a nice strengthening of your chakras if you didn't really have stress damage, and you get that level of gold healing energy, focused on you. It just makes you stronger and more flowing. So it really was nice for everybody. Then I did a whole bunch of things, like in sequence. I did the tricolor earth energy soak, bring up red earth energy down, bring up orange earth energy back down, bring up yellow earth energy and back down. But I did it just for the physical chakras, not the whole aura. Because I was just kind of focusing on the physical body chakras and really trying to, tune them. So you can do that. You don't have to do a full aura soak. You can just do, imagine the chakras, 7 chakras of your physical body, and just bring up the red earth energy and just soak just your chakras, and then bring it back down. And then orange earth energy from the center of the earth, and just soak just the chakras of your physical body, not your aura, and then bring it back down, and then bring up yellow earth energy from the center of the earth, all through all your chakras of your physical body, and then back down. It's nice. It's very centering. I think it kind of makes you more aware of your chakras when you're only soaking your chakras. It's kind of cool. So anyway, I did that, and then I did more. Again, I did sticky gold wax for everybody's physical body chakras, and then I did a tricolor earth energy soak for the whole aura. So, because people needed a lot of work this time. Which there's no shame in that. We've all been there, but just is what it is. So if you feel like you need that level of work, it can only help, so do tricolor earth energy soak for just the chakras for your physical body, all 7, and then do sticky gold wax again on all your physical body chakras, all 7 at once, and okay, quick and dirty, just lots of gold light. You just imagine, but it's like sticky gold wax, like it's warm candle wax. That's the idea. And it adheres to everything that you're ready to release on all surfaces of all your physical body chakras, all 7 of them. And it's just very gentle and very healing because it's gold universal healing energy, but it adheres to everything that you need to release, the clogs, the cords, everything, just substances around the outside of the chakras. And then you just kind of split it in half, and then you go whoosh, whoosh, and give all that wax with all whatever's attached to it to your angels, and just say, angels, can you please take all that from me? Or angels, can you please recycle that? Whatever you want to say. And you just say that with your mind, not out loud, because that's like speaking loudly to an angel. Like, they hear your thoughts really easily because they're angels. They have mad skills. So anyway, then I did, after this sticky gold wax, for the physical body chakras, and I did tricolor earth energy soak for the whole aura, and chakras and everything, the body and everything. And then I noticed people needed a supersizing, of their chakras, which I'm sure I walked through in the last triplet set. The last triplet set was so many good techniques. November 10th, 12th, and 14th. 2017. But anyway, it was supersizing. You just imagine all 7. I supersized the physical body chakras. You can do the astral body chakras too, because sometimes they're just not generating enough energy. But definitely the physical body chakras. I think that you could do that often, and that would be smart. So anyway, just all 7 of your physical body chakras, and just with the gold light, with your intention, you unblock the fronts and the backs, all the round openings of the chakras. And so there's more flow, and then just with your intention, you let the gold light kind of make the chakras actually bigger. So they generate more energy and they're roomier, and so there's more flow, and then there's more flow in your aura because the bigger chakras generate more energy. So it's like, it's very comfortable for your spirit then to be there. Love that. Okay. Then this is when I did a modification. Oh, let's do an affirmation. Let's see. I'm looking at my participant list. Okay, so I think the affirmation that I'm just going to throw in here for fun, which we did not use in the healing, but it's cool, so why not? And very newbie friendly, but friendly for everybody. I am ready to release the burdens of others. It is time for me to heal and be whole. Okay, so you can just be aware of your energy, be aware of your grounding, and just think about that. You know, maybe breathe deeply as you're thinking it. I am ready to release the burdens of others. It is time for me to heal myself and be whole. All right, cool. Yay. You know, one of the triplet veterans, she does a lot of triplets, and she, well, she does all of them, and she was playing around with using affirmations about releasing energy while she did her normal energy work, and she said that instead of all her process, you know, of like getting her energy right in the morning, it normally takes her an hour, and it only took her a half hour because she kept, you know, splicing in affirmations about, I can let go. You know, it's time for me to let go. I can let go. Which, you know, makes sense. I have found that with participants in these healings, if I talk to people about letting go, they just release so much more. So, but I think too, that points out that, you know, things that you learn in these recaps, because I had talked about, you know, like the collapsing gold net picks up a lot more if you think about letting go, you know, as you use it. You release like at least twice as much. So she was like, aha, and then she used that in her meditation. So I think that's a really good thing to do. Just let your imagination, your creativity, you know, be with you in your meditative practice. You know, learn stuff in these recaps and then just kind of try it on your own. See what it's like for you. Okay, so since it was such an intense day, I think some people always have this trouble, but some people, it was, I think, much more today than usual. People had like overwhelming energy kind of coming at them at a very high vibration, a white color. from outside of their energy field. And so it was generally from straight above coming down. And so what we did is a variation on collapsing gold net, which I'm going to call high up collapsing gold net. I like not making really stuffy sounding names for things. Usually in the spiritual world, they love really stuffy, obnoxiously advanced sounding things like your ascension and blah, blah, blah. So I don't do that. Anyway, so a high up collapsing gold net is specifically above the top of your aura. So it's that space in between the very top of your aura and your gold sun and even higher up. So it's really like maybe from the top of your aura, which is just up here, you know, like up here. It's from the top of your aura upward, maybe like 15, 20 feet, you know, so it's a lot of space up there, you know, obviously. And you could have some, you know, some energy, generally it could be a person, but often it's not a person. It's just some energy that, you know, is just harassing you. And so if you imagine out in front of you the top of your aura, and then, you know, a live copy of the very top round surface of your aura, and then like 20 feet, 30 feet, let's say, above you. So it's still a cube, this collapsing gold net, but it's just a high up collapsing gold net. And so just make a big, you know, with gold universal healing energy, a big cube fishing net, right? So at the very top of your aura, and then 30 feet on either side, 30 feet in front and back, and on the top there, and it's all interconnected, right? This big cube of gold netting, right? And then just start collapsing it in, and with your intention, you're gonna, you know, just remind yourself, I don't want to be harassed. You know, any energy that is not me, that is sending me energy here, I'm gonna tangle up in this gold netting, and I'm gonna give it to my angels so that they can take care of it. So you just do that. You just make a big cube, you know, above the top of your aura, you know, and just collapse it in and tangle whatever's not you in that gold net, and just give it to your angels and say, angels, can you please recycle all that? That's nice. So then you have less kind of white just shooting in the top of your aura. I think everyone had that to some extent, although some people that tend towards, you know, panic attacks and being overwhelmed, they had much more of it. So you'll know probably if that's you. So anyway, that's high up collapsing gold net. And, you know, I do a similar process to that. I mean, not maybe as user-friendly. Maybe now I'll just do the high up collapsing gold net. But I do that kind of clearing above there, you know, definitely every morning. Just so, you know, it helps, you know, it helps me feel less overwhelmed and more present, to not have lots of white energy shooting down at me. Okay, so, and to clarify too, like your 8th chakra gets gold netted, which is fine. You know, I mean, generally there's not going to be anything that's not you actually in that gold sun. That's your 8th chakra, but around it, above it, below it, yeah, you could have something there. So just gold net the whole area, you know, and just collapse the gold net and give everything that's not you to your angels. So it won't harm your 8th chakra, because your 8th chakra is you. Your 8th chakra is like an eternal part of you that is super wise and has learned from so many past lives, but it just stays above there. It doesn't kind of involve itself in the drama of your daily life. So it sends down this very comforting gold healing energy. So then we did some 7th chakra repair for astral and physical 7th chakras, just because a lot of people had so much energy kind of shooting down at through the top of their aura into their 7th chakra, so much white energy that a lot of people, their 7th chakra was like too open and it was kind of jagged and damaged. So if you are regularly overwhelmed, that's probably you. But it's repairable really easily. You know, you just imagine a copy of your 7th chakra out in front of you, and if you want to be advanced about it, you can imagine your physical body's 7th chakra over on one side and your spirit body's 7th chakra, next to it so that you're healing both separately, just so you can see, you know, maybe one is in better shape than the other. It's just kind of interesting. And that way you're sure that you're healing all the damage to both your physical 7th chakra and your spirit body 7th chakra. And even if you don't have damage, you might notice like it's sort of, they look like poker chips maybe stacked up above the 7th chakra. It can just be like energy blocks that haven't quite cleared. And, you know, you just melt away energy cords that are going into those, you know, energy blocks that look like poker chips. And when you melt away the cords going into them, then usually they just melt, these little flat energy blocks. If they don't all melt, you could bring up purple earth energy from the center of the earth at purple and just soak your 7th chakras, both of your 7th chakras, and then the energy, the space right above the 7th chakras with purple earth energy, because earth energy is so calming. And usually that'll get everything spinning and flowing and clearing right above there. 7th chakra is good for confidence, focus, first impression, creative inspiration, lots of important things. Then we did another 3rd and 7th chakra tune-up, which we had already done in the beginning, so I'm not going to explain it all over again. I just felt like people could use another, so, and that's, you know, something you might want to know, you know, about when you're meditating, that there might be a technique that you do several times. You know, say you're meditating for 20 minutes, you might repeat tricolor earth energy soak a few times, you know, or you might repeat, you know, regrounding and checking your earth, that you have enough earth energy coming up your legs a few times. You know, it's common that you might repeat, you know, just use your intuition and be like, oh, I think I'm floaty, I'm gonna do tricolor earth energy soak, or, you know, you have to kind of be intuitive to what you need when you're meditating. Of course, if you're a newbie, a lot of times you like recordings or videos, but my videos and recordings usually are like that. They'll keep, you know, repeating real grounding, comforting measures in them. Okay, so then we did deep thought work, deep thought healing technique. You could go to, there's this great video called Discussing Deep Thought Technique. Great, I'm so modest, but I really love this technique. And actually, I've heard really good results in surveys from the 2 different triplet sets that have used deep thought technique. Both of the last 2 triplet sets used deep thought technique healing. So it's pretty transformative. Particularly if you combine it with, you know, tricolor earth energy soak and supersizing your body chakras so that you can, you know, it's a very gentle transformation.